Coach, given the sample size just tonight, what are the key work-ons going forward for the tour?
Well, obviously defence. If you can't concede 59 points, that's not going to be a work-on. But it's not as straightforward as that. Just to say that there's work-ons. I mean, there's a lot of things that went right in the game as well. So definitely take a lot out of it. Obviously, pretty disruptive, losing 2 players in the last day. And I think under those circumstances, the guys really put up their hand and fought until the very last second of the game, and that's all we can ask for. So work-ons will be defence, and definitely when we give ourselves opportunities that we need to execute them, especially against better teams like that. At 45-25, we were really in with a shot down the bottom right-hand corner, and we just let them off the hook, and we let them off the hook a couple of times today. I mean, saying that, they're a great rugby team. Let's just give credit where it's due. They played really well. We knew that they were going to come at us with that kind of pace, and got a fantastic skill set. So, better team won on the night.
Gary, what happened with Nate, and also how is Sean Davies?
Sean Davies is not in a good way. I mean, he's quite severely concussed, which will happen when you get slam dunked on the head, I suppose. But and Nate came off captain's run yesterday, and last night his knee blew up, and then we sent him for a scan first, and this morning we found out that he's got quite a severe tear in the quad tendon. So unfortunately, it looks like he's going to have to go for surgery. So he's actually out of the tour now.
Unfortunate news on both those fronts, but Ruben stepped up.
Yeah, he stepped up, and that was what we said to ourselves as a coaching staff today. Before the game, we're going to learn a lot about some guys. He did step up and played really well for us during the summer when he came off the bench. He wasn't involved in all the games, and obviously in the ARC. So when you consider Ruben, 20 years old, and Chance at 21 years old, who played against Ben May, and Tony will tell you Ben May is a seasoned campaigner and he's a really good player. Last year played for the Hurricanes and we ended up being Super Rugby champions. So, we played against a really real quality rugby team today, and a lot of guys did put their hand up.
What did you see from Nick Savetta tonight? What did you see from him recently?
I think Nick is probably one of the most underrated guys in terms of how he runs the line out. He's a great athlete. He's got a very good eye for the way he runs the line out. He got nice and busy, and carried a good couple of times today. And he's a fantastic footballer. He's a very good 5-blocker. So we're very lucky to have him. There's a lot of countries who are much better rugby countries than us who don't have 5-blocks of his quality. That's for sure.
Crazy pass aside from Dylan Owdsley, how did his physicality today, what has that growth been like since last ARC? Because today I feel like we saw a little bit of a different player, like a lot of growth has occurred over the past couple of months.
I don't only think Dylan, I think just as a group, we've put a lot of emphasis onto the physicality side of things at the moment. Because ultimately, as you saw today, when you own the game line the way they did, then the game's a little bit easier to play. When we go through a whole lot of passages of attack, and we're not really dominating the game line, for the exception of maybe a carry that Tony made where he hit and spun out, or a big carry that Sam made when he came on, or a handful. There were actually quite a few, but unless you're doing that and denting holes, you basically you're not going to be able to be a successful rugby team. So it's been an emphasis for all of the players, and slowly but surely all the guys are getting better week in and week out.
Tony, you said that you like to fight in the team, and how they came back in the second half. What were you saying to each other during that time? Did you need to say anything to each other?
Yeah, we did need to say something. The one thing, the kickoff, the second half, the first kickoff, they scored straight away, and I got the boys in. I said, look, mate, let's just regroup, let's restart, and let's just play like it's nil. And because we believe in each other, we really do believe in each other. So we expect a high standard from each other as well. So, you know, we just said, right, let's scratch it, let's start again, and we scored points, we scored tries.
Coach, it was a little surprising to see Will Hooley started 10 with McGee, I guess, ultimately starting 15. Is that a trend you think will continue going forward, or is this more of a one-off trial?
No, he starts for 10 for his club in England. He is a 10. Actually, really, I played him on a position in June. We played him at fullback because we had AJ. So, again, the opportunity that we have when we lose a player of AJ's ability and standard is that it's an opportunity for somebody else. So, Will Maggie hadn't been playing as regularly because Glendale hadn't been playing regularly, and Will Hooley has been. So, particularly this week, it was really important to get the guys on the field who have been playing most recently, which Maggie has been doing.
Coach, you know, one of the things we saw towards the end of the first half with Ryan Money scoring a try, how do we get us refocused when we have a man advantage or a two-man advantage? Because it was historically we tend to play poorly when we're actually should be able to convert with that time, and we were able to settle down going into the second half with you know, getting points on the board. But I guess how do we start once we have that advantage and use the entire time?
Yeah, that's probably a question you can ask every team in World Rugby. I mean, the amount of times that, you know, teams have got a numerical advantage and end up losing the game, or certainly not dominating during that 10-minute period, is incredibly vast. Funnily enough, the irony of it is when you lose a man, or in the case of them, lose two men at the same time, plus the handful of others they did and should have lost for the rest of the night, you've got a situation where the team who's actually lost the man focuses really well, and you think that it's just because they've got a numerical advantage and that's just going to happen. But I mean, I get your point. I mean, you know, it's probably not something we talk a lot of if a team gets a numerical advantage. But you know, I thought Tony did a really good job. I mean, when they lost their second guy, you know, to decide to go for a scrum at that time and make them make another substitution. But you know, fair play to them. You know, they stepped up to the plate, and we didn't necessarily capitalise as we should have done.
Those guys have been here before, right? So when you lose a man, they're smart, so they'll collapse the scrum. They'll waste the time. They need to do up their shoelaces. They need to get some tissues for their eyes. You know, they've been there and done that, so they're not stupid. It's really frustrating me on the field, and the ref is kind of is just letting it happen, I guess.
Yeah.
In terms of what you just alluded to, what did you think of that tackle on Sean Davies?
Well, I thought what happened. I mean, he was tipped, he went past the horizontal and in his back, so it's a yellow card on his wheel.
How did you feel the win out there tonight?
Yeah, no, I'm really stoked with the result. I thought at times that we played some good footy, and we managed to apply some great pressure. And then on the flip side of that, you know, I felt we gave away some pretty soft tries at times and let ourselves down. But that's good for us. Our stakes in the ground now, so to speak, so we can improve on that performance and you know, go through a good review and you know, look to get better next week when we have another.
Yeah, the team only had just this short time to get together, but out there it seemed like you guys gelled quite quickly, right from the get-go. Did it feel like that out there?
Yeah, definitely. It really felt like that in the anthem and the haka. I thought you know, it really started well there, and we got off to a good start. You know, when we held onto the ball and applied pressure, we were really good. You know, when we didn't quite execute our skills and we put ourselves under pressure through pretty poor discipline, it gave the US a bit of a roll on, and they scored some good tries, and I managed to stay in our half for a bit. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of the effort we put out there today.
Great. So you know, other than that, there were a few penalties being, you know, with the yellow cards. What was going through your mind at the time? What did you say to your team, you know, for that?
A little bit like what Ash said, when we had possession of the ball, we were controlling the game pretty well. And when we didn't do that, we allowed the US to get their game going, and you know, we got a little bit inaccurate at times, physically. But the intent was good. The intent was really good. The energy was really good. Just a little bit of neck kick, and we got penalised harshly for that with the yellow cards.
So also you must be proud of your new players that have gone onto the field today.
Yeah, immensely proud. There's we had 10 debutants, so that's a really proud moment for those young men and for their family back home to play for the Maori All Blacks. It's for a lot of young Maori growing up in New Zealand, it's the pinnacle of our sport to represent this team. So great for them that they're able to get out there and get a taste of international football and to get a really positive result at the same time.
Your team's only going to get stronger with these All Blacks coming in. How are you going to incorporate them into this team?
Well, most of them have been involved with the team previously, so them coming into the team should be fairly seamless. It's probably just managing their training loads and making sure that they're well rested enough after all the travel and what I imagine would have been a huge week for them playing for the All Blacks in Japan. So fitting into the team is going to be easy. We just need to do a really sound job around making sure that they get looked after in terms of their recovery and preparation of the game next week.
And how was that playing out on that in that stadium, that crowd out there?
Yeah, no, it was incredible. We don't get the opportunity to play in the NFL stadium, so to take that opportunity today, and hopefully there's more for the Māori All Blacks and other New Zealand teams, that this can be a regular event will be awesome. Really different stadium to play in, we don't have stadiums like that with the voice and all this kind of entertainment during half time. You can kind of hardly hear anything, but it made for a great occasion, and I hope that people and the fans really enjoyed it.
What are your expectations for the match against Brazil next week? And how do you think to improve the defense, especially close to the ruck where you have many penalties and yellow cards?
Firstly, our expectations are the same for every game. We want to have a thorough preparation, and we want to do everything we can to be able to put our best foot forward against another international team. So, to be fair, we don't know a lot about Brazil rugby. We've managed to get some footage together, and we'll be treating them with the utmost respect, and our presentation will reflect that. In terms of sorting out our defensive structures, I just go back to my previous point. I thought our intent and energy was fantastic, and when you put a team together at relatively short notice, you just have to accept that it's not going to be perfect. But what you don't want is you don't want to be lacking in effort, and we certainly didn't have that. So plenty of time during the week to rectify the small things that probably where we wanted them to be today.
New Zealand-based teams historically, seemingly, always seem to play better when they actually have less guys on the pitch. That's, to be honest. When you prepare your teams, how do you get them to maintain or drive their intensity up if there's an injury or a penalty, where they just keep going? And I think you scored 3 tries tonight with a guy playing down one man. So.
That's a good question. I don't think it's something that we intentionally try to be good at. We'd much prefer having 15 blokes out on the field for the whole game. But there's just in teams that have got a bit of character and resolve when the chips are down, they're down on numbers. It's usually when you see that brotherhood and that desire to want to work hard for each other come to the fore. We work really hard at making sure that our guys, in the short space of time that we've been together, enjoy each other's company and connect really well. And there was too many times today when we really tested that. But it was great to see that we scored some points when we were down, and again that we got the result at the end of the day.